Hey guys, it's your average middle-aged American back again with another reaction video. This one is going to be on Spain's best high-speed train. Is it Italian? I have not seen this video before. I don't believe I've done any videos on this creator before. So we'll watch it together, see what they have to say. I am interested in high-speed trains, not a big thing in America. Which is kind of a shame, although they are building some. So we'll see how that goes. Of course, America is humongous compared to most countries in the world. I think we're third biggest in landmass and third biggest in population. I think somewhere like that. We're definitely in the top 5. So it's not that easy just to, all of a sudden have 200 trains going everywhere. And everybody has a car, so that's a whole different story. Anyway, let's check it out. It should be a short and sweet one. I am always interested in high-speed trains. I think they're amazing. I do wish we had more, but who knows what the future has in store. If you're new to my channel, it's anything and everything that interests me as an average middle-aged American, focused mostly on traveling to Europe, learning about different countries and different cultures. So the idea is that my wife and I plan to do a lot of international traveling when we retire and going into retirement. So we're just trying to learn as much as we can before we get on a plane. Pretty simple. Our subscribers are amazing. They contribute dramatically to the education of all. Most of my subscribers are European, so it is very, very useful when we use the comment section to discuss different things about this video or your own country or your own culture. I appreciate all of you. So enough jibber jabber. Let's see what's going on here.
Today, we're traveling by high-speed train between Spain's 2 largest cities. Join us aboard Iryo on their high-quality Italian trains from Madrid to Barcelona. Good morning from an ice-cold Madrid. It is 5:35 in the morning.
I'm not going to lie. When I look at this guy, I do not think of a bear. When you look at me, you might think of a bear. I'm about as grouchy as a bear that you interrupt his hibernation. While we're talking about bear, go check out his channel. Without creators like him, reaction channels wouldn't have anything to react to. So I appreciate him, and I hope you go check him out, see his other videos. I think he focuses mostly on trains, so we might be doing some more from him. But let's see what Bear has to say. From Madrid.
Which means the first train leaves in 10 minutes. The iconic yellow pillars of Madrid's airport. So there's the subway, but that's not what we're taking today. We're going here on the commuter rail. Bear arrived at Madrid airport, and you could think, why not just take a connecting flight to Barcelona? Well, high-speed rail has made flights between this city pair almost obsolete, and today we'll show you why. So the reason I'm kind of bummed I had to pay €5 for that was because Iryo actually states on its ticket and on its website that 4 hours before departure in your departing city and 4 hours after arrival in your arrival city, you can use commuter rail for free with a ticket by just scanning the barcode. The barcode did not work. The station is unattended at the airport at this time, and thus I had to buy a ticket to get through the gates. But I'm too tired. I just hopped off a red eye from Egypt, a westward red eye, which is kind of the worst thing ever. I left at 11:30 p.m., landed at 3:30 a.m. I've waited here for 2 hours and am ready.
Okay. The glasses. Listen, I've got glasses. I use cheaters. See? These are my cheater glasses. Because I can't read anymore. And here's my technically prescription glasses that I never wear. Pretty chic, huh? What's up with the nose guard thing? Is that just a comfort thing, or is he just going old school Revenge of the Nerds? My glasses broke, so I taped them up in the middle. Tell me what's going on here. Is this a new fashion thing I don't know about? As I get older, I don't understand kids anymore. So I think that happens to all of us. But what's up with the thing on his nose between his lenses? Talk to me. Is that the new fashion thing? Is that like the old swatches had the protector for the crystal, the rubber band? I had a swatch. I had a bunch of swatches. I love swatch. I'm a watch guy. I like watches. Let me know. Because that's interesting.
To head to Barcelona, today's destination. So I guess this is the earliest you can get to the airport by public transportation, or at least train. 5:46 a.m. It is nice and clean and warm inside. And only about 20 minutes later, we arrive at the Atocha railway station in central Madrid. Over in the distance, we can see an AVE high-speed train operated by Spanish national operator Renfe, and if we move a little bit forward, we see two of these shiny red Iryo trains, which we are about to ride.
Okay, so my understanding is he's taking a normal train to get to the high-speed trains. So it's almost like a bus, but it's just a train. It's like a subway that's not underground. Is that correct? And it should have been free, but he had to pay €5. Is that where we're at? I would much rather take a train than a airplane. For even if it was twice as long, just the comfort of being able to get up and walk around or go to the club car or whatever, I would much rather take a train than an airplane. Until it gets, United States is very, very large. So if you're flying from the East Coast to the West Coast, that's 6 hours in an airplane, which would be, 30 hours probably on a high-speed train, if you're lucky. So that's a big difference. But yeah, if you're going somewhere it's an hour or two away by airplane, or it's 3 or 4 by train, because by the time you go through security and, you got to be at your gate, you got to be early, you got to go through all that nonsense both ways, especially if it's round trip, then I'd much rather take a train. Much rather take a train. How about you guys? You like planes? Of course, I'm a big guy, so I hate planes from that standpoint too. And I'm not one of those guys that likes to just spill over into other people's seats. I take it very seriously. My wife is very small, which is nice. So she gets 3/4 of a seat, and I get 1.25 seats. And we don't mess with anybody. I get an aisle seat, she gets the other seat. So it doesn't affect anybody else. I had a business partner that was a big guy. Wasn't as big as me, but he was bigger than average. And we used to we'd buy 3 seats. We'd buy each of our seats, and then we'd buy the seat in the middle. It was perfect. It was much better than first class or business class or anything else. We'd throw the armrests up. We had a big laptop, 17-inch laptop. We put right in the middle, watch movies. We had our own trays. We had a movie going. It was great. We'd go to conventions like that, and the whole plane would be stuffed. Every seat. We'd fly to Las Vegas, and every seat, we did this every year, every seat on the plane was full, except for the one between us. And then on the way back, every seat on the plane was full except for the one between us. I even bought my wife a stuffed animal one year. Actually, we went to Denver, I think. And I bought my wife a Denver Broncos teddy bear. Just, And we had that thing strapped in the middle seat, and people walk by, shake their head. They were so pissed off that we were comfortable. Yeah, I'd much rather have a train. I know it's a long story for nothing, but I thought it would be interesting. But yeah, if you're paying $300-400 for a flight, you know, round trip, even 500, and there's two of you, let's call it 400, make math easy. Then you buy that middle seat for another 400. That's only 200 each way, and the flight's 5 hours long, or 4 hours long, or 3 hours long, depending on where you're coming from. I came from the south, so it's 5 hours long to go to Vegas. So that's what, 10 hours of traveling for 400. So you're paying $40 an hour between the two of you. So you're paying $20 an hour a piece to be comfortable, instead of trying to upgrade to first class. And don't get me wrong, I've been upgraded to first class before, but I've never paid for it. I will never pay for first class. It's like 2 or 3 times the price of a normal ticket, which is crazy. And it's nice, but I'd rather just have that extra seat. All right, enough jibber jabber.
Madrid Atocha is the main railway station in the Spanish capital for trains headed south, southwest, and east.
So here's the entrance. Grab a quick breakfast. Entra.
The main feature of this giant railway station is the lush green area in the middle. More stations should have this. Atocha.
I have those. Those are birds of paradise, white birds of paradise. I've got a bunch of those. My entire backyard has bird of paradises across the back of it, and then the sides of it has bamboo, graceful bamboo in front of our fence to, you know, make a border, privacy. The problem is those things get waterlogged, and then, you know, they get too heavy, they get top heavy, and then they fall over. But yeah, I've got those. Those are cool. They don't have any blooms on them though. If you don't know the difference, white birds of paradise are giants. They'll grow to 20 feet, 25 feet, and then orange bird of paradises are more like a giant bush. They grow to about 8 feet maybe, and then they have orange flowers, orange birds, and then the other ones have white birds. I'm pretty sure those are, but boy, those are huge. Let me know if I'm wrong, but they look like white bird of paradises to me. But they're great. You plant them, you forget them, trim them once in a while, and then they'll kind of spread, and then they'll get heavy and fall over, and then you just cut it down, and a new sprout will come right out of the same base and everything. They're low maintenance, but they definitely can take over an area.
The station first opened in 1851 and today is the busiest station in all of Spain. Downstairs we catch a glimpse of the Iryo Lounge. These are located at many of the major stations Iryo serves and are just a place where you can rest and refresh a little bit before your journey. A quick look at the screen shows our 6:40 departure to Barcelona. Look how many trains a day there are to Barcelona. Iryo alone has 14 departures a day.
That's pretty cool. That's wild. It would take some getting used to use it on a regular basis, but that's awesome. So much better than a bus or obviously driving. You guys are lucky. I hope you don't take it for granted.
And they're not the only ones, but I'll talk about all the trains that run between these two cities in a little bit.
Oh, God.
First, we have to go through security. It is pretty rare to have security checks for a train in Europe, but they are common in Spain. Iryo advises customers to arrive at
Now, do you guys have a fast pass for that, for security? Like we have passes you can buy. Our American Express will pay for it as part of your membership for your credit card, but you buy a pass that's $100 or $200, and then they have a separate line so you can bypass all the security. So if the line's an hour and a half long or an hour long, you know, you could usually bypass it in 5 or 10 minutes. You know, do you guys have that? Or is it just get in line and move the herd? That looked a little brutal.
The station no later than a half hour before departure, although Bear shows you can get there a little bit later. Fun fact, starting March 31st, the Interrail and Eurail passes will be accepted on Iryo. All Iryo trains to Barcelona leave from Madrid Atocha station, but do beware, some trains to other destinations leave from the city's other main station, Madrid Chamartín. Anyway, without further ado, let me introduce you to this beautiful, bright red Frecciarossa 1000 train, which is waiting to take us to Barcelona. Frecciarossa is definitely an Italian name,
it looks Italian.
and this is definitely an Italian train. If you've taken a high-speed train in Italy before, chances are you were on this one. Frecciarossa, Italian for Red Arrow, is the flagship high-speed train service in Italy. In 2021, they also began running in France, and Spain was next on their list. Iryo was formed as a partnership between the Italian Railways, Spanish airline Air Nostrum, and company Globalvia. They ran their first service in 2022. This ride will be in Inicial class, the lowest of 4 offerings on board. Bear paid €20.48 for this ride. In Inicial class, comfortable seats are laid out in a 2x2 configuration, with tray tables, power sockets, and individual armrests at each seat. There is no complimentary food, but attendants do walk around ready to take your order. You can change the time or date of your ticket by paying €10 on top of the difference in fare. Singular is the next class up, and the main difference is more
Regular seat, free time changes on the day of travel, date changes, paying the difference in fare, cancellation, 85% refund, so it's 15% penalty, 75% within 7 days. Next available for 30 euros. That's more than the ticket. Change your ticket, 20 euros. So Bear's cheap. Bear's in the cheap seats. Which is okay unless it's busy and you gotta sit next to some stranger with a runny nose. So is that about normal? 20 euros? 21 euros, whatever it was? That might be worth buying an extra seat there too.
flexibility to change your itinerary. Changing the time of your ticket is free. To change the date, all you have to do is pay the difference in fare. Singular Only You is the next level up, with more comfortable seats and the ability to choose a seat. Infinita Bistro is
the ability to choose a seat. You couldn't choose a seat before, or you just choose it once you get on the train. Which that actually isn't bad, because then if somebody sits next to you don't want to sit next to, you could get up and move, I guess, if it's, not too crowded. I assume that's what they mean by ability to choose a seat. That's ahead of time. That's like standing room only versus, or general admission versus a reserved seat. All right, so this gets you a bigger seat, some food, time changes, less penalties for cancellations, cheaper if you miss your train. This is me right here. This is how I travel. I don't travel much, but when I travel, I'm not going to pinch pennies to be uncomfortable. The Grand Comfort XL seat. Yeah, I'll take that.
The highest offering, with large comfortable seats and the full dining experience served at your seat. But even Inicial is a great deal. In just 2.5 hours, the train whisks you the 620 kilometers from Madrid to Barcelona, all while you get to relax in a comfortable seat. Iryo is able to run in Spain thanks to a European rule allowing open access operators. In Europe, governments give companies the rights to operate train services on certain lines or in certain regions. In oversimplified terms, open access means that other companies can then run additional train service on those lines, basically competing with the incumbent operator. In Spain, Renfe is the national operator. They have been running their AVE high-speed rail service since 1992. Today, Spain has the second largest high-speed rail network in the world, after China. But ask anyone 10 years ago which country they thought had the best train system in Europe, probably not too many people would say Spain.
Switzerland.
Trains were infrequent and quite expensive to ride. Nevertheless, in the example of Madrid to Barcelona, in the first 10 years of high-speed service, the AVE managed to capture twice as many passengers as flights, with 17 services a day, which is good because this had been one of the most flown between city pairs in all of Europe. But the real change came when competitors entered the scene. After Spain allowed open access operation in 2020, the French National Railways were the first to take advantage of that. They launched.
Yeah, that's called capitalism, in case you guys are interested. Free market. Go ahead, give it to me. Give it to me. That's not bad. 20 bucks, 20 euros. I think they're about the same now, right? €1 and $1. So even if that other ticket was twice as much, 40, 2.5 hours on a high-speed train for, what would they say, 600 kilometers? Is that right? Which is what, like 400 miles, maybe? That's not bad. That's not bad at all, right? That seems like a good value. You don't have to tip anybody. You don't have to do any of that. I assume that includes taxes and everything. I'm all about it. Let me tell you something. When we go to Europe, we're going to be getting on some trains. I like trains. I took an Amtrak train to Washington, D.C. when I was in 8th grade. I know, it's not the same thing, but it was still a train. It was still fun. Yeah, it's a lot better than being jammed up in an airplane.
Launched their low-cost Ouigo service in May of 2021. In response to that, Renfe launched their own ultra-cheap service, the Avlo. So that's 3 options already. Enter the Italians with Iryo in 2022. Now there are 4 options, many trains running every single day.
Competitive market. Quality goes up, price goes down. Capitalism at its finest. Guys, don't take everything I say so seriously, okay? Yeah, I know that you guys get defensive. I get defensive. We're just having fun here. We're just learning. I'm just learning. Just an average middle-aged American, just learning. Every day I learn something from you guys. So even when we don't agree on something, doesn't mean I don't love you, because I do. Just learning. Man, I wish we had these trains. I really do. I wish we had, I love my country. I love America. Okay? I love it. But there are some things I wish we had. I wish we had castles. I wish we had 1,500-year-old cathedrals. I wish we had high-speed railroad trains. Rail trains, whatever you call them. There are things that I wish we had. It's a trade-off. It's always a trade-off. Nobody's perfect. No country's perfect. No culture's perfect. Everybody's got pros and cons. Everything has got pros and cons. God knows we have our pros and cons. But I do wish we had trains.
And the competition on this route has meant that ticket prices have gotten much lower. Now, trains have managed to capture a market share 3 times as large as the flights on this route. And honestly, why wouldn't you take the train? It's city center to city center. You can walk around whenever you want, enjoy the view.
Yep.
I'd say this is a success story. I truly hope Eurostar up north sees this kind of competition soon. Anyway, we've arrived at Barcelona Sunt Station. Like Bear said in the beginning, your ticket allows you to travel onwards on any commuter train service free of charge. Catalonia has quite an expansive network of regional trains, so this is very convenient.
Double-decker. Oh, nice graffiti.
And so it is 9:58. 58.
All right, guys. I hate graffiti. I hate it. I can't stand it. if it was done illegally. I don't hate the culture. I don't hate the artwork. I don't hate the talent. Whoever painted this clearly has talent. Now the question is, was this done illegally, or is this some kind of a co-op that the trains have with, you know, up and coming graffiti artists? Because that's pretty good. I mean, it doesn't look like a gang thing or any whatever. I mean, that's fun. It's almost Easter, so that's cool. But let me know, is this some kind of a co-op deal, or is this just a criminal? Because generally, I hate it. I think it's just poor taste. You know, who are you to destroy something that isn't yours, or to deface something that isn't yours? But I can appreciate the artistic value of some of it. Some of it. You know, tag in your gang name or your nickname or whatever. That's not art. That looks like art. I mean, that clearly is a rabbit. Let me know if this is allowed or not, or if this is just the police not doing their job.
And so it is 9:58. The train arrived a few minutes early, and that was a very positive experience. I will say I slept for a nice part of it, but the landscapes were breathtaking. We're here in Barcelona, less than 2.5 hours after we departed, with no stops. So shout out Iryo. That ticket was 20 euros and I believe 48 cents.
Overall, this is one of the best rail offerings in Europe. Fast and frequent service, comfortable seats, and flexible ticketing. It's exciting to see the positive changes that these companies have had on the Spanish railways. Have you taken the train between Madrid and Barcelona before? What's your favorite high-speed train? As always, let us know in the comments below.
Anyway, thanks for coming along, and we hope to see you in the next video. And remember, trains are awesome.
Well, there you go, guys. Trains are awesome. Go check out their channel. Give them some love. Check out their other videos. It gets me kind of excited. I mean, it really doesn't look like it's a difficult situation to deal with. Looks like you've got a lot of choices, which is nice. A lot of, different itineraries and locations and all that. I'm going to do some more on trains. I like trains. I think they're cool. Maybe I'll do a China train. If you guys have any suggestions on trains that I should look at specifically, or you have videos about trains that you think are great videos, let me know down in the comment section. YouTube seems to be letting people post links more, it appears. Maybe if it's relative or something, I don't know. But I've been getting a lot more links shown for other videos. So that's cool. All right, until next time, I appreciate all you guys, and I will see you on the next one. Take care. Thanks for checking out my video. I hope you enjoyed it. Can you believe that we now have over 1,000 subscribers and over 100 videos in our YouTube library? Me neither. It's been less than a year, and this channel has grown so rapidly. What's more important than the number of subscribers is the quality of subscribers. Our subscribers are knowledgeable and generous with their time. They teach us about their country and their culture from their firsthand experiences. See, over 95% of my subscribers live outside of the United States. So we're getting information firsthand. If you haven't subscribed already, hit that button. I think you'll enjoy it and it doesn't cost you anything. If you'd like to see other videos similar to this one on the same country, click here. If you'd like to see some videos on some other countries in Europe, click there. Want to see some of the most beautiful castles and cathedrals in the world? They're over here. Want to check out the United States? We're down here. I appreciate you, and I will see you on the next one. Take care.